Well, it seems to be, a really good decision based on where the business is at today. 3 years later, it's obviously an award-winning brokerage, and just last year obviously rewarded the fifth best broker in Australia, which is an amazing effort after only being three years old. And we're very happy that the way Teams business can have some part in that. But maybe talk about what were some of the challenges that you faced, firstly, when scaling. So as your book got bigger, more clients to see, bigger back book to service, what were some of the challenges that you faced in scaling, and how did you navigate them?
Yeah, so we've scaled in the sense that you just described, more clients, bigger business, and so on and so forth. But our particular business isn't wildly scalable, right? Because ultimately, all of our clients, I'm the only mortgage broker in the business. I've got a very large support team, but I'm the only person that meets clients and sets lending strategies. And it is very difficult for me just to bring on more Dans and more advisors to do the same thing, and also to retain them, because there's very little that stops them from going out and establishing their own firms too. So, long property, whilst it's going extremely well, is never going to be that kind of, big scalable business. But in terms of just our growth, it hasn't been much more difficult really than just slowly but surely building a good support team, and away teams has been integral in that, because ultimately that, I suppose as we've grown, there have been certain tasks that I can easily get other people to help me with that don't involve meeting clients and setting strategies, which you do need certain qualifications and compliance controls and whatnot to do.
If there are other mortgage brokers out there, and they're listening to this, and maybe they're few and far between, but one of the things that we supported you with was having a dedicated remote role, based out of our business in Vietnam. And as a business, we worked together with you to design what that role looked like. Made it very bespoke to how your process worked. Really understood your business, and tailored a role to meet your needs. And Kim, who you've got in your business, my gut feels she feels part and parcel of the Long Property team now. But do you want to just maybe touch on maybe if there was any hesitation around doing that, how you approached it, and how you're feeling about having Kim in your business at the moment?
Yeah, so Kim's a legend. Love Kim to death, and she's helped Long Property substantially, and it's been a wonderful experience. So I guess the one big change through COVID is that all meetings are now just done online, right? I used to have people coming into the office every day of the week, and now we're doing 15, 20 client appointments per week, all via Zoom. That's meant that Kim can sit in on a lot of those meetings with me remotely from Vietnam. What that's meant is that during the meeting or immediately afterwards, maybe I'm on to a new meeting or doing some other work, and Kim can start crunching numbers and get pricing and get valuations and start drafting up file notes for me and all that type of stuff. Ultimately, we brought Kim into the business in that capacity, really just to try and alleviate time on my part. There's heaps, pretty much all those things I was just doing myself previously. And then what that means is, after a day of multiple meetings, I can kind of just check in the evening, and then a lot of that preparatory work is done for me to really just then review and on send, as opposed to me having to kind of do all that kind of heavy lifting myself. So it's hard to quantify specifically, but I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I said that's probably increased our team's capacity in terms of the volume of clients that we can handle at quality by 15 to 20%.
Yeah, great. And look, and it's brilliant to hear, because, you know, I reached out to you when we were starting the business and I said, Dan, you know, I reckon there's really some opportunities here in leveraging a remote resource that's dedicated, you know, offshore. And in our instance, it's Vietnam. And I think, you know, having experience working with brokers before, I understand the cumbersome burden of the admin that sits after a client meeting. You've got it documented. You said you've got pricing and vowels and all these kind of things. And to have someone support you to do that means you can get back to doing what you're great at, which is meeting with clients, developing the strategy, all the things that people come to you for, you can do more of. So it's brilliant to see that come to fruition when we sat down and designed it.